I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Este Luvah Forest Baephon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shionne. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Este Luvah Forest. Next time, pay attention.
Got sand in my eyes!
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
Ugh, even the inside of my mouth is all sandy.
Hoodle, don't get blown away, okay?
The winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
You can definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed. Mahag Sar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first if we want answers. Let's keep moving.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the planet.
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dana's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another so heavily.
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Danans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was alive.
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats, too.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the really pretty hair.
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during training.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.
Oh?
Yes!
Very nice.
Is that so? You don't say.
How?
I see.
Hey! Sure.
Nice work.
Oh?
Very nice.
Well?
Yes. What?
What?
I don't believe this.
All right?
No.
Sure.
Really now?
Yes. What?
What?
Very nice. Yes.
Well, that was a huge miscalculation.
Yet you've drained your glass all the same.
Alphen, have you been washing your clothes? It may not be my place to say this, but... frankly, they're starting to stink.
Now that you mention it, it has been a while since I did any laundry.
I'll wash them for you if you want. Just remember to give them to me the next time you get changed.
Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks, Kisara.
And, Law, Rinwell, yours are starting to look a bit ragged.
What do you expect? Of course they're going to tear up when we're out there fighting so much.
Yeah, but it's still kind of embarrassing, having it pointed out like this.
And Shionne?
I wouldn't touch me if I were you.
Of course. My apologies. All I wanted to say was that your sleeves are getting a little bit dirty.
You don't need to worry so much, Kisara. It's only natural our clothes are gonna get a little dirty while we're traveling around.
That's no excuse. Your outward appearance says a lot about your inner well-being.
Now you've really set her off.
Suffice to say, it would appear that the traditions of the Guard are still alive and well within her.
What do you mean? What do the guardsmen do that's so special?
Mostly, I'm simply referring to the fact that they're a very regimented and cleanly group of people.
Do I really sound that weird to you guys? Keeping your clothes clean and mended is completely normal to me.
Don't get us wrong. We appreciate the thought, Kisara. But we've got a long journey ahead. It wouldn't hurt to relax your standards. Just a little.
If you're sure. I wasn't trying to overdo it, I promise. However, if it's making the rest of you tense, I'll do my best to tone it down from here on out. Still, if everyone could bring their laundry and clothes they want fixed, that'd be great. I'll take care of it all for you guys tonight.
Don't you ever get tired?
Let's see what you've got.
Here I come!
Dazzling
Can you
spin!
take it?
Lunar corruption!
Here I come!
This one's mine! These ones can run rings around us!
Not so fast.
Orochi's Fury!
Lunar corruption!
Easter!
Take
this!
Leave the ensnaring
You're
to me.
finished!
Yeah, and the pummeling to me!
Orochi's Fury!
Elusive being.
Dazzling
Here I
spin!
come!
It's not so fast.
Time to shine!
Stay calm. I shall
It's
provide
over.
assistance.
Elusive Deity!
Tornado Drive.
Take it!
If it's in the sky,
Elusive Deity.
this
Orochi's
one's mine!
Fury!
I never miss! Tiger Blade! Ready!
You're mine!
It's go time!
Orochi's Fury!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Magnificently done. You are dependable as ever.
I'm counting on you just as much.
I'll endeavor not to let you down.
I thought you more defensively minded.
Defense be a threat?
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Sword and shield!
A classic combination. Somehow, things are even worse outside the city than they are inside.
Yeah, it's all ruined. Houses and everything else.
Even if it was all in the name of beating the Renans, this is...
Maybe something's going on in the forest. Out of our way!
Here I come!
No further.
Falling storm!
Take it! Orochi's Fury!
Tiger Blade! Graviton Field! Far enough! Do it!
Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Glacial Spear!
No!
Pierce evil!
Prepare to be seized, though fleet of foot. Actually, having found is more appropriate.
Let's talking more seriously!
Orochi's Fury!
This one's mine!
Orochi's Fury!
Mega Ray!
You're mine!
Get
You
behind
made short
me!
work of
Do
that.
it! I'm sorry. Having trouble keeping up?
Here I
Oh,
come!
I'm right behind you.
I thought you more defensively minded.
Defense be a threat?
So the best defense is a good offense.
We can really make weapons with this?
An opponent like this should be easy.
Where are you going?
You're finished!
Look sharp!
Take this! It's over!
Airborne beam. My specialty.
You're mine!
Flying freeze! Why can't they just sit still?
Shionne, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Luna Rondo! I'm ready! Falcon!
Hey!
Blow them away!
Not a chance!
Look out! It's over! Rising Falcon!
Make it rain!
Shionne!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
Luna Rondo!
Do it!
Air pressure.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes. So I still had room to grow.
Hey, what do you say we fight that shining enemy?
This one will be difficult to predict.
This one's mine!
It's over!
Going in!
Take this!
One more!
Orochi's Fury!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Damn it!
Magna Ray!
You got flyers!
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it!
Too fast! All yours!
I'll trip it up.
Take this! It's over! Not today! You're mine! It's over!
Do it!
Rinwell! Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
My turn!
Searing Flame!
I'm not...
I'm out! Back into the fray!
Orochi's Fury!
With the earth!
Not my shot!
No further!
Mirage! Orochi's
Raging
Fury!
Luna Storm!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Going in! Take this!
Elusive Fury! It's over! Plasma Shock!
Raging Luna Storm!
By the
Take
power
this!
of water!
You're
Who will die
finished!
next? Do it!
Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I think Hoodle senses something.
Why didn't the Renans take advantage of all of these ruins around here? It seems like a missed opportunity.
Gotta break through! Take this!
I never miss! Water snake
You're
wave!
mine! It's over!
Time to shine!
Orochi's Fury!
This one's mine!
Plasma Shock! Damn it!
Time to shine!
Annihilation!
Take this!
Magna Ray! How's this?
Luna Rondo!
Make it rain!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
Going in! Far enough!
Here I come! It's over! Orochi's Fury!
Look sharp!
Lunar corruption!
Water snake
By the
wave!
power of water!
Plasma Shock!
Downfall! I'm out!
Destruction! You're mine! It's over!
Tiger Blade! Flame of Death!
I'm ready! Kisara!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! That firepower of yours is really something.
I could say the same.
What's with that shining foe over there?
This one will be difficult to predict.
Right.
You're finished!
The last one. Going in.
Come and face me!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Let the shot! We got flyers!
I've got
How about
this.
this?
Let a marksman handle it.
Luna Rongo! All yours!
Let me
Here
have
I come!
This one's mine. I never miss.
Orochi's Fury!
A new melody.
Let the
I'm
shot!
ready.
Luna, this one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes. A merry
My
distraction.
turn!
There's still more to go.
It's over! Rising Falcon! Impressive, Johansson.
Float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. Or so they say.
People
Here I
say
go.
that?
You're mine.
Make it rain!
Fluidity of
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished! I still got a ways to go! An opponent like this should be easy.
Water, hear my call.
Strike! Orochi's Fury!
In a bind.
It can hide itself? Amazing!
I'll face you. Elusive deity.
Far enough!
Here I come! You're finished!
Falling
Elusive
storm!
deity.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Take this! You're finished!
Clear for us to pass.
Struck!
Birthday, not in your dreams.
Now you see what I can do.
You're finished!
Reload. Here's a healing arm.
Orochi's Fury! Ha! Not today! You're mine!
This one's mine. This one's mine.
One more!
Orochi's Fury!
Here's a healing arm. Birthday.
I owe you one. Here I come!
Falling storm!
You're finished!
Everlasting dark.
Take this! You're finished!
Resurrect the earth.
Here's a
Orochi's
healing arm.
Fury!
Birthday.
All right,
Crush!
now where
Take
was
this!
I?
You're...
I'm gone!
Begin.
Take this!
Take this!
Leave the charge up to me!
Here I come!
Far enough!
It's on! Take it!
Piercing roar!
Ready. Radiant. Look here.
Everlasting dark.
Easter!
Anything in armor is all mine.
Lunar corruption.
In a bind.
Orochi's Fury!
Spin!
Mega ray.
No escape!
Tiger blade!
Lightning. Confiscated.
Now you see what I can do. Bestow thy mystic mercy.
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's
Allow
for.
me to help you.
Get behind me!
Got it!
Steering.
I'll leave it to you!
Just for your healing arm!
I'm not done!
Birthday.
Tiger blade!
I'm ready.
Orochi's Fury! Ah! I'm not done!
Here's a healing arm.
Ah! Eat dirt!
Falling storm!
Okay, here I go!
Pick you up!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll cover you! All healed!
Take this!
Recover.
It's over!
that!
Water, hear my call. Lunar corruption.
I'll face you.
Try harder! My turn!
Going
No
in!
escape!
Raging Moonstorm!
Tiger Blade! Nothing gets by me!
So great.
Anything in armor is all mine!
Strike!
Alright, let me at him! I never miss!
Is that a healing art? It
It's
is.
over!
I can't ignore your pain.
Take this!
Now try to be more careful.
I'll save you!
I am not beyond fury.
I'm out of ammo! Tiger Blade!
An astral art?
That's my cue.
Shut him down!
Negative gate. Resonate with the earth.
Eat dirt!
Here's a healing
Here I
art.
come! It's over! Still!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry. I wonder just how many people have been saved by Shionne in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision of beauty.
Vision of beauty? That's a bit much.
Alphen had better stay on his toes.
Where do I come into this? That food there looks pretty tasty.
Yep, we can fix that new recipe with it.
I eagerly await the final result. Discourteous, aren't
Take
you?
this!
Water!
You're finished!
On guard!
Orochi's Fury! Plasma Shock! You're mine! You're finished!
Look sharp!
Why can't they just sit still?
Shionne, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than
You're
done.
mine! It's over!
This one's mine!
Here I come!
Tiger Blade! Water! Hear my call!
Take this!
On guard!
You're finished!
Glacier
We've turned the tables on him.
There are still more left.
Right! No time to hold back!
Look sharp!
Here I come! It's over!
Let the marksman handle it.
Thank you!
Do it!
How about this? Searing Gale!
Excellent technique.
How are your
No
weapons
fun!
doing there? That's not to give me any ideas.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
This one's
Less
mine!
talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Tiger Blade!
You're finished!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Am I imagining things? Or are there a lot of big Zoogles in this area?
No, I noticed that too. There's plenty of food and water to go around here. For a Zoogle, this just might be paradise.
Great, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Good to know my training is paying off.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Take this!
Into the shadow! Here's a healing art!
Orochi's Fury!
Tiger Blade! Careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
This
one's mine.
Instant! Eat this! You're finished! Orochi's Fury!
Lunar corruption!
Piercing
Lunar blast! Blast and
shot!
Here's a healing arc!
Here I come!
Elusive deity!
You're finished!
Rotating pile
Light
driver!
up the dark! All right,
Double take!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolitor!
Bestow thy mystic mercy!
Orochi's fury!
Wanna stay quick?
Here I come!
Don't suffer in silence!
Going in! Mega Ray! Take this!
Orochi's
Can you
fury!
take it?
This one's mine!
Take this!
Dazzling spin!
Right!
It's over!
Tiger Blade!
Take this!
This one's
all
mine!
mine!
By the power of Tiger
Orochi's
Blade!
fury!
Seven-Eye Aqua!
Elusive
Here I
deity!
come!
I'll thank you!
Orochi's fury!
Rotating pile driver!
The fluidity of your movements are simply incredible.
Benediction light!
Cut!
Water!
Finish!
Hear my call!
Heal!
Spread! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
You're mine! Here I come! You're finished!
Snake!
Rising! Try this! Orochi's fury!
Glacial Spear.
I'll stop its
Not
charge!
done!
Thanks,
This
Kisara.
one's mine!
You're finished!
Tiger Blade!
Not so fast!
None
You're mine!
I feel kind of funny.
Yeah, you're looking funny too.
Right. I should probably do something about that.
Not so fast!
I'm not done!
The enemy wields auto too.
We'll soon see about that.
Not like this!
Forgive me. This is my
Bring you
fault.
back from
Stalagmite! On your knees!
This isn't looking good.
An outstanding!
I owe you one! Destruction! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
This one's mine!
Take this! Ha!
Tiger
Elusive
Blade!
deity!
Into the
I
shadows!
can carve through armor! Rotating pile driver!
Mega Ray!
Now it's mine!
This one's mine!
Thanks!
Fairy circle!
Going in!
Another incantation
You're mine.
ruined.
It's over! Orochi's fury!
Elusive
Lunar
deity!
Corruption! This one's mine!
Eat dirt!
Water Snake!
Here's a healing arc.
Elusive deity!
Control!
Can you take it?
I'm impressed.
Arch Seal!
Pile driver!
Falling
Into the
storm!
shadows.
Orochi's fury!
No further!
Nothing gets by me!
Bestow thy mystic mercy!
Mega Ray! Watson! I don't have much left!
Forgive me.
Here you'll pay for that! I owe you one!
Water Snake! Wait!
My downfall.
Tiger Blade! Do it!
Fury! River!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now. Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No.
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renin cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me, but my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
There's something in the water. I always love the sound of hammers banging away.
Is there a reason you're looking at me so intently?
Shionne's kind of turned into the local fashion critic in our group.
So this is what lords like you wear. Certainly looks the part. I can tell at a glance what high quality everything is.
It's not often Shionne's that impressed. You wear a lot of rings too, don't you?
They were a gift, purchased rather cheaply, or so I was told.
What's your definition of cheap, exactly?
I believe it was around 100 to 200,000 gold.
What? If my wolf head cost 10 gold, then that'd mean... Holy crap! They cost 1,000 times more?!
10,000 times more.
If he sold those things off, I bet he could build a damn mansion with them.
At the very least, he'd never go hungry the rest of his life.
You're all beginning to sound alarmingly interested in my rings.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow! Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
What's up, Kisara? You look concerned.
Oh, no, it's just... I'm looking at our finances and they seem to have taken a nosedive. I don't remember us making any big purchases, though.
Ah, that may be because I borrowed a small amount to purchase something the other day.
I don't think you can call spending more than half of our money a small amount.
Half? Dohalim, what the hell did you buy?
As it so happens, I came upon a rather special object that I've long been searching for.
Are you talking about that junk? I mean, that unique-looking trinket you're holding?
Whoa, is that a...
Indeed. It is a lost artifact from ancient Danan times. Most likely, it was used for some sort of rite or ritual. Ever since we Renans conquered Dana, such objects have been disappearing. I simply want to do my part to help preserve both our people's storied histories.
Well, if it's to preserve Danan history, then I guess we can maybe look the other way. Just this once?
I don't know. Why spend money on something that won't even keep us fed?
More to the point, we all contribute to that money. I don't like the thought of anyone dipping into it without saying anything.
You must understand. Had I let that opportunity pass me by, I'd never have come across this item again.
Dohalim, maybe no one taught you that money doesn't grow on trees.
I may have been a lord, but I realize that much.
It's not enough to simply realize it. You have to internalize the concept too. Even after all this time, you still have no real sense of money. Our funds aren't your personal wallet. We camp outside and eat grass for dinner to try and stretch every last gold we have. You never know when we may need it.
I don't think we're so poor that we have to eat grass or anything.
Shut up, Alphen.
Shutting.
Let's just agree to not spend too much or be too thrifty for our own good.
Alphen, your blazing sword draws its power from Shionne's Fire Master core, right?
So I'm told.
Then why don't you use yours, Dohalim?
You mean my Earth Master Core, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you still carry it around with you, don't you?
I do. Each Master Core contains the astral energy harvested from Danan's slaves over the course of the last 3 centuries. Though only a select few qualified people, namely the Lords, can wield them, they nevertheless hold too much power to simply abandon.
If only the Lords are supposed to be able to use them, how come Alphen and Shionne can use theirs?
That may be because Shionne has embedded the Fire Master Core within her body, something which wouldn't have occurred under normal circumstances.
Okay, but why do you still carry yours around?
Just as Danans see Master Cores as symbols of the lives and resources robbed from them, so too do I view mine as a symbol of our lasting sins. The pain and agony wrought upon this world by my predecessors, as well as the injustice enabled by my own inaction, are all housed within my Master Core. It is a testament of all that I have done wrong. It cannot ever be used again, nor fall back into the wrong hands.
Dohalim.
You didn't differentiate between the deaths of Danans and the deaths of Renans.
Danans and Renans both spill blood and languish in agony all the same. I just couldn't bear to hear it any longer. That's all.
Little late for that.
This is great. The taste and aroma will blow everyone away.
Hey, what's the smoke? Is it an enemy attack?
Seriously, it's making my eyes and throat burn. What the hell is going on?
It's probably some sort of gas. Try not to breathe it in as much as you can manage.
Gas? Those cowards!
Isn't this just cooking smoke?
What kind of food makes your throat burn so bad just from the smoke?
I believe Alphen is...
They're trying to gas Alphen?
What? Those sick bastards! I won't let them get away with this!
Calm yourselves and listen. I was simply trying to say that Alphen is the one cooking.
Oh?
Maybe I should throw in some more spices, just for that extra kick. Yeah, that'll help. Think I'll turn up the heat while I'm at it, too. Oh, crap. The spice is burned. Well, at least the meat's coming along nicely. All right. Now, I just flip it over, and then...
Hey, Alphen? What are you doing over there?
Oh, Shionne. Perfect timing. I actually just finished roasting up a chicken. Call everybody over so we can eat together. I used a ton of spices, so it's got a good punch to it. Might have overcooked it a little, but it should still taste good.
I'm starting to understand why your food always tastes so damn spicy now.
Hasn't anyone told him that it is actually possible to have too much of a good thing?
If that's the taste he truly wants, far be it from me to contradict. His cuisine is a rather delicate repast.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. I do believe it's about time that I retire. Shall we get moving?